competition. Good evening and welcome to a slightly earlier edition of Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins and this is number 186 performance acceleration conversations that we will be doing this year, and hopefully you'll be seeing more of these two faces here. Now, if those who watched them a few weeks ago, we started a little internal competition. So I had a conversation with both of them separately, and they then bribed, corrupted. They literally sold their souls to as many people as possible to see who won. And the drum roll is for the leading viewer at the moment is. Ta-da! So Gowan kicked Wafty's ass by a few hundred views. So we thought let's put one together now and have a shared conversation, because then at least we make Wafty feel a little bit more special.
Definitely, and we put the pretty boy in the middle of the picture.
Hi.
Just confirming that he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the first video.
The first video. So we have, just to remind you, we have Gowan Jones, who is working with Rob and I on selling and communicating and sharing all the cool stuff that Tetrakey and its affiliate businesses do. And we have Wafty, who is a phenomenal videographer who's doing all the filming, making ugly faces like these ones look quite good. But not only are we doing that, the three of us have partnered together to launch a new business, which is going to be soft launching. We've agreed tonight. You'll see here, we've been scribbling all our business plans and stuff we've been scribbling tonight. So soft launch is going to be 1st December, hopefully. Putting ourselves under pressure.
Definitely.
And big launch on the 1st of January. So we thought tonight we would talk around finding and working with business partners. So, who wants to start? So I asked a question, we just share thoughts.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely the cleverest one in the group, finding the best business partners. I don't know what made them choose me.
Is that it?
That's it. I've done my part. I've chosen the good partners.
This is confusing for you, this side of the camera. Yeah. What do you think? What do you look for then in business partners? Or so again, Wafty, you're obviously building your business with outside what we're doing here. What kind of clients do you look for? What makes a good business partner? What makes a good client?
I think finding someone where you agree with their values and their principles and the way they live their life, really. You don't really want to be working with anyone that goes against your values and does things that you're not in agreement with. So it's finding people that are striving for the same things as you, that believe in the same things as you.
Cool. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to what Wafty said. Is you got to be working in the same direction, otherwise you end up pulling each other apart, and the business at the end of the day is gonna suffer because it's being pulled in two different directions. I think the main thing is to try and work together, going in the same way and getting good flow.
Cool. And one thing that we did tonight is we started discussing and debating the kind of structure that we want the business to look and feel like. And then as we agreed what the key responsibilities within the business, we then looked at each other's expertise and motivators. And what was really interesting is there was not one role or responsibility that we actually argued over or debated. Really, there was just a natural fit to our expertise, and I think that's really important when you look at business partners. Is where do you complement each other? Where are gaps being plugged? There's no way I can do what Wafty does, and there's no way I can do what Gowan does in his area of expertise. And it's all about how do you complement each other's skills for the benefit of the business.
Yeah, definitely. I think being self-aware of where your strengths and weaknesses are, and being aware of where your partner's strengths and weaknesses are, and where you can help each other, and who is the best fit for which position is really important.
Yeah, so one thing the role that we debated probably the most was the CEO kind of MD role. Do you want to share sort of what we that conversation and where we've ended up?
So with the CEO / MD role, Mark obviously opened it up to the three of us on who would want to take it. Both myself and Wafdi said Mark should do it because he's had the experience of running a business and how this whole thing works. And what we came to in the end was we'll each take a month leading up to the launch in January. And we'll each take a month and see if we enjoy it, if we don't enjoy it, or if this is something that we fit into the business the best, and who can manage this. Doing the best that they can.
Yeah, there's a lot of these things. There's no right or wrong way of doing something. I think you all have, and you work on your relationships, and you define your own relationships, and you start. It's like dancing, isn't it? Not that three of us are any good at all at dancing, but when you start doing it with somebody, you just start getting into a sway and a movement and stuff, and it's unlikely that you straight away click. You've got to get into that flow a little bit. Cool. So why? Okay, one of the other questions I always think about is why have a business partner in the first place? So we've talked about what makes a good business partner, but let's actually go why should you work with a business partner?
I think from my point of view, it's really, really cool to be part of a team, to be part of a community that's working together for something. I think I get a lot of good feeling out of being part of something bigger than me. And I think you only get that in a team at work or a team in sport. It's a lot better than being individual and doing everything by yourself.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's quite cool to share the experiences, whether they be positive or negative, with somebody around you, instead of just keeping those experiences to yourself. I mean, yeah, we all get to learn something new. If this venture of ours fails, the three of us have learned something new, either about each other or about how this business world works, and make a positive change going from there.
Yeah, and the one thing that we're really clear in our conversations is we're differentiating our roles a lot. So we are 3 equal shareholders, but we are also employees in the business. And so I'm doing the first month as CEO, so I report into Wafdi, Gowan and myself as the 3 shareholders. But then Wafdi and Gowan report into me for this next month as heads of and employees within the business. I think it's really important that straight away we differentiate. So when we're having conversations around the business, we're having conversation as shareholders. But then when we're talking about your accountabilities and responsibilities, then it's a very different conversation. And being very clear up front to say, well, tonight was a shareholder conversation. Tonight was about how we're building the business. The next conversation, and then we started to morph a little bit, didn't we, in terms of what we're expecting of each other by when. And we sort of very consciously moved into right now we're talking employee-boss relationship to get stuff done. So I think it's really important, as, again, we don't play together. I watch you two and shout at you two while you play. But yeah, it's important that you all understand your relationships and you're able to differentiate relationships. So the 3 of us, when we go for a beer after a match and stuff like that, won't be talking about this kind of stuff. We'll know when the right time is. I think it's really important as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Any final words of wisdom? Any sort of pleas or begging in terms of who you want this to be shared to get your numbers up, or anything you want to say before we say good night?
I think let's start one more challenge, and let's go for a challenge in the comments section. So if you're on Gowan's team, you've got to comment with Gowan. And if you're on Wafti's team, you've got to comment with Wafti. And Mark's going to get on this as well. So if you want to be on Mark's team, you comment Mark.
Mum, you better say something.
And I think we run it for a bit and see how we go.
Done. I smell a challenge. Cool. Well, you'll see more of these two. Thank you very much for watching. Please, again, just like as Wafti said, keep the comments coming. Keep sharing things, especially for Rob and I. Stuff that you want to hear about, things you want us to talk about. We're having done 185. We've still got a few more topics up our sleeve, but we're always interested in ensuring that we're delivering messages that you'll find value in. So please share them. So So on that note, I'd like to wish you a phenomenal evening, day, wherever you are in the world. I hope you get through your list of important things, not your to-do list, your important things. I hope you achieve what you want to achieve out of today. I'm very excited because my Go Monday I'm getting closer and closer to Monday, so I can start publicising how cool Mondays are again. But have a great evening, day. So it's goodbye from me.
Vote for Gowan.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.